Hey everyone, this is Marianne from Marianne's World, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little chocolate covered strawberry. Anyways, so let's get started. So the supplies you will need for making this strawberry are a cookie cutter, just a regular small flour cookie cutter, a knife, a blender, a rolling pin, and two different sizes of dotting tool. Oh, and some red clay, some green clay, some brown clay, and a tiny bit of black clay. So, let's get started. So to get started, you're going to want to take some of your red clay, about that much for starters. Just start working it until it's soft enough for you to work with. So once you're finished working your clay, you may have little cracks in it like this, the one shown here. So they may not seem as if they're an issue now, but they will be later on. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to rub on it, on the crack, until it's gone. Pretty simple. Then you're just going to want to roll your clay into a ball. Now it doesn't have to be a perfect ball, just so that way it's nicely formed. So that should be good. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take one end and you're just going to want to kind of roll on that end until you get a nice little pointed, well, kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, just, you know. This is going to be the bottom of the strawberry. Okay. So just keep working with your clay until you're happy with the shape that it is. Oops. Like so. So then you're just going to want to set that off to the side. So now you're going to want to take some green clay, and it doesn't have to be very much, just a little, to where you can get a nice little ball. And all you're going to want to do is work with it until you are happy with how, well, sorry, until it's easy enough for you to work with. Once you're done working your clay and rolling it into a ball, make sure there's no little cracks in it, which mine doesn't have anymore. So then you're going to want to take your clay and set it down on your surface. And you're going to want to take your rolling pin and simply just push the clay down until it's really nice and thin. You're just going to want to take your cookie cutter and make sure that it'll be able to fit on your little mound of clay, which mine will. And you're going to want to gently, very gently, remove this from your rolling pin, because Sometimes the clay will stick, as you can see all over my rolling pin, like it did right here. Anyways, once you have that, you're going to choose whichever side is more dirty, which is obviously this side, and this is going to be your bottom, okay? So you're going to want to go to your top, flip it over to where it's the top, and you're just going to want to make your little leaf shape. And that's all. You're going to need the cookie cutter, well, for the green anyway. So there's your little flower. Sorry, I keep calling it a flower. It's a leaf. So now you're going to want to take your strawberry, go to the top, and simply just put your leaf on top in the center. This may take a little bit to get it centered. But then once you do that, you're just going to want to push each of the little leaves down on top of the strawberry. Like that. And to make it look even better, just keep pushing until it's actually kind of like flowing onto the strawberry and it's not just like a giant lump on the strawberry. So just push it a little bit. There we go. So now you have a cute little strawberry. So now you're going to want to set that off to the side. And you're going to want to take some brown. And no, you're not going to need that much. Just take about that much and start working it until it's soft enough for you to work with. But once you have worked your clay and you have no cracks in it, you're going to want to do the same thing like you did with the green. You're going to want to take your rolling pin and just squish it flat until it's good enough for your cookie cutter to fit. Sorry, that's not in focus. Anyways, then you're gently, very gently going to want to remove it. Like so. Put it on your surface and choose whichever side is going to be stuck to the strawberry, which is going to be this side for me. Take your cookie cutter and press. Remove all of the excess clay, and there is your little flower. Uh-oh. There we go. Sorry, my surface is getting dirty. There we are. So now you're going to want to take your strawberry and just kind of place your chocolate wherever you want on the bottom. Try to make it center. And just kind of do the same thing as you did with the leaves. Now it may end up being a little wrinkled like this, and that's absolutely fine. Just kind of roll with it, you know? And if it does end up being like that, you may have like a little wrinkle like there is right there, and you can just simply rub that out with your finger and it's all gone. And then do the same thing as you did with the leaves and just press so that it looks like it's molded to the strawberry. Running away. There we are. Now you're going to want to set that off to the side yet again. And now we are going to start working on the face. So you're going to want to take a little bit of black and you're going to want to work with it until it's easy for you to work with. And tear off a little bit of it and roll that into a ball. Then you're going to want to take your larger size of dotting tool, take your strawberry, and find the spot where you want your face to be, where it looks really nice. Which I really like it right here. So you're going to want to take your dotting tool and press down, make a little dent in the strawberry, and go right across and do the same for the other side. Just like that. Then you're going to want to take your tiny ball of clay, and if it's too big, you're going to want to kind of cut it in half. Then roll it into a ball. Take your strawberry, and just kind of place it in there, just like that. Then you're going to want to take your dotting tool again and just push down to where it looks like a nice little eye. Just like that. And you're going to want to do the same for the other eye. Oopsies. Which, if it is still too big for your eye, you're just going to want to keep reducing the size of your little ball of clay until it is small enough to fit in your eye. But then again, you don't want it to be too small to where it doesn't cover the entire area. So that's the right size. And you're just going to want to push down in the center. You have two little eyes, which unfortunately one is bigger than the other. Anyways, here we are. Now we're going to work with the mouth. So take a small amount of clay. It has to be just a tiny little amount, and you're going to want to start rolling it on your surface. Once you have a nice little thin snake of clay, like shown here, you're just going to want to take your knife and cut a small amount off. Then you're going to want to take your blender and remove it from the knife. And take your blender again and grab that little snake of clay. Grab your strawberry, and you're just going to want to place the mouth in the center and just kind of shape the mouth onto your strawberry. Like so. So then you're just going to want to push down to make sure it's nice and secure. Then you're going to want to take your smaller size of dotting tool, and you're just going to want to start making little dots all over the strawberry part. So once you're done with that, your strawberry is basically done. All you need to do now is take your eye pin, put it in center, and just push down. Just like that. Now you're going to want to bake according to your package's instructions. When you are finished baking, your creation should look something like the two strawberries shown here. This one was glazed with polyacrylic, and this one was just left plain. And by the way, I did use two different colors for the main strawberry color. This one was like a pinkish color, while this one was a red. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, see you later.